I am a hair. Shave me, please. Sex, I wouldn't. That I don't. Do you know what I mean? I was so miserable when I was on the pill. The levels of horniness are so high. Wipe your ass from front to back. Having sex on your period, menstrual cycle, hell on earth. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Do you know what? I'm genuinely super excited to do this video. I feel like, I'm just gonna put that behind my neck. Sorry. I feel like the last time I'd done a feminine hygiene video or anything girl talk like this in the slightest, I genuinely really enjoyed it and it made me feel so good inside and so wholesome to be able to just communicate with my women and my men, but just to communicate with people that I may not be able to actually have direct contact with and stuff like that. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned in to my last feminine hygiene video, because it genuinely gave me the energy I needed to continue doing stuff like this. I've always said since I was really young that I wanted to do girls talks, but in a sense of like actual talks, like when you have people come down and physically sit down and those type of environments. And I feel like I can now maybe do like a mini version of it on YouTube and just have like a nice little conversation. I was blessed enough growing up to be able to have a mum, a grandmother and a great grandmother that were very brutally honest and open about all things feminine, masculine, hygiene, their experiences, what to do, what not to do. And I do that because obviously it's their opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean it works for everyone, but they gave us the guidance. The older I got, what I then decided to do was research a lot of it myself. So I want to just say, like, before I even start this video, this is not always facts. If it is facts, I'll say, you know, like statistically stated, or this is a fact that I've researched. These are just things that I've been taught, that I know about, that people have taught me. They're also things I've taken from the comments in the last video. So I'm genuinely excited to do this style video going forward, and I'm gonna try and do them as often as possible. Today's video is basically another girl talk, but with TMI questions, so too much information questions. The reason I say TMI is because I feel like I touched on the last video on like the generic blanket topics, and I really wanted to delve in deeper into deeper feminine issues, mainly feminine. Sometimes they can affect males too, but I'm saying feminine issues because most of the questions I was also being sent were from females, and I am one. So we're gonna delve deep into TMI. Just disclaimer for anyone watching this, if this makes you uncomfortable, if you're not someone that likes to discuss intimate things, and I mean like they are very intimate things, do not continue to watch it. I don't want to offend anyone, I don't want to upset anyone, I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. So if this is not your type of video, please don't watch it, because I really just want to be able to have an open, I say conversation because I like to engage with people in my comments, but conversation about TMI topics. One of the first questions that I was asked, and I mean a gazillion times, I can't even tell you how many people wrote the same question, was how do I prevent ingrown hairs when shaving, but specifically in the bikini area? Just like in my last video, I refer to down there as a coochie or a vagina. I'm not really a big fan of the P word, so we're not going to use that. But you know, your coochie, your vajayjay. For me, I'll tell you the steps I done before I got laser. But let me just make this like very clear. Like, me getting laser done changed my entire life. And I know people say that typically laser on a darker skin tone doesn't work all the time. What you're supposed to do is get patch tested to see if it does or doesn't work, because the reality is sometimes it can have the reverse effect and it can actually darken the skin. For me, it worked in my favor. It actually helped get rid of any ingrown hair. I'm not saying everyone run out and go and get laser, but I am very much a huge stand for it. Like, I am very much team laser over everything. Growing up, I waxed, and I have been waxing since quite a young age. Would I recommend it? Actually, yeah. And I say yeah because it slows down the hair growth process over the years the older you get, and it's not as painful the older you get. I start off when I am shaving, or when I do shave anywhere, but let's stick to my vagine. I exfoliate the skin first. So I typically will shave obviously in the shower, and I will make sure I exfoliate first. And I don't just mean like wash there with soap, I mean like I will get like my actual exfoliating glove or my loofah or my sponge, and I will exfoliate there. And the reason I do that is because it removes all the dead skin. So the surface layer, more than one layer to be fair, but typically the surface layer of dead skin that lays on top of your skin, that is actually what traps the hairs when growing through, and that's what then causes razor bumps. It's what causes them to turn back in on themselves, become ingrowing hairs. I also make sure that I shave in a hot shower for the purpose of opening up the pores, so that I can literally get to every hair. I know what's really frustrating is that when you shave, sometimes you can't access every little hair follicle. The hotter it is, I'm not saying have a boiling hot shower, but typically for me anyway, the hotter it is, the more hairs I can get rid of. It's literally just like, hello, I am a hair, shave me please. I know it sounds crazy because I feel like a lot of people shave against the grain, because you think, okay, if the hairs are growing this way, if I shave it against it, it's literally just gonna slice it off. Shave with it, because then what it doesn't do is affect the direction that the hair is growing in and cause it to kind of come back on itself. So shave with the grain. It might feel like you're not actually shaving anything, but actually that's for the best. Try not to shave too close to your actual skin. So I know you're kind of sitting there desperately thinking, oh my God, I need every hair to go. But the closer you are, the more likely it is to either cut yourself, number one, but two, cause it to again become ingrown. So for me, I like to just shave it normally, not overthink it, get rid of it all. If there's still little bits left, there is literally nothing I can do about it. I'll let them grow more, and then when they've grown more, cut it off at the source. And when you shave and you knock out the hairs and you clean it, make sure that what you're rinsing the razor with is warm and not ice cold. Woo, this one is a deep one. Again, disclaimer, if you're uncomfortable with these types of videos, do not watch past this point because they're gonna become quite deep. Period hygiene, menstrual cycle, hell on earth, a massacre in your underwear, however you want to name it, whatever you want to call it, literally like a demon in your pants. Period hygiene. Now when I was really young, when I first started my period, I was 11, so I was very young. I struggled with it. I was fortunate enough, like I said, to have my mum guide me, but it was something that I felt like I struggled a lot with. I can only advise what has helped me. Obviously, when you're on your period, you are losing blood, you're losing iron, etc, etc. Periods smell awful, we know. Typically what also happens is that because your hormones are fluctuating, sometimes you can excessively sweat, sometimes you might get body odors from under your arms and all different places, your feet, down there, everything. The way I like to maintain good period hygiene, it sounds really weird because I know that this product is not the best, but I put baby powder on either the outside of my underwear or just a little bit on my inner thigh. So not loads and loads and loads. And I know baby powder is not necessarily the best product. If you don't want to use baby powder and you want any other type of talcum powder, I typically find that that helps. As much as it says that it doesn't have any added scents and stuff like that, it has like a natural scent that I've found combats the scent and the body odors that come when you are on your cycle. Regularly changing your tampon or your pad is something that is so important. I know sometimes people can think either they can't be bothered or they don't realize it needs to be changed as frequently. And I know you might think in your head, oh, but I don't have a heavy flow, so I don't need to. You do. Because what it does is it harbors the smells. What I would say as well when it comes to sleeping at night and trying to maintain that body odor too is being naked again. Obviously, I'm not saying be entirely naked because you are on your cycle, but I mean be naked even on the top half. You know, if you're able to be in just like a thin t-shirt even, or just a bra and some shorts while you're going through your period and walk around the house or sleep in, try and do that because it allows the rest of your body to kind of breathe and let air go through it. And obviously down there is still maintaining a smell, you're still bleeding, that's not stopping, but it means that other parts of your body won't also have an excess odor. Can I just say also as well, Obviously, the reason that there is an odor from when you were on your period is just a mixture of like your iron leaving your body and bacteria. Unless it is like seriously excessive, in which case you need to see a doctor, it is genuinely also nothing to worry about. It's just a very normal thing. Your body is quite literally having your insides leave. So there's that part. If you're out and you're not able to shower regularly, which you should be doing anyway, okay, get wipes. Take wipes somewhere with you, and the best way to maintain the odor of your actual period is to maintain the odor of what's surrounding it, so the outside of your coochie or vagine. So wipe kind of your inner thighs, the inner sides of your bum, for example, the outside of your bikini line if you're not able to shower. If you are able to shower, try and keep up the regular showers, especially before bed. If you're not able to shower, then literally if you're out and about, just quickly pop to the toilet, wipe around there, you're good to go. Try and not use things that have loads and loads of perfumes and odors and stuff like that, because all it does is causes irritation. Because obviously when you are on your period, you typically wear extra layers of clothing and stuff like that just in case. So that is something that I would say really genuinely helps. Following the period topic, having sex on your period. I have never done this, so I can only speak based on me knowing people that have and me being someone that hasn't and knowing people that haven't. Really and truly, it's up to you. I am not gonna sit here and say you should or shouldn't do it. The reality is your levels of horniness when you are on your cycle is through the roof. Let me tell you, leading up to your period and while you were on your period, your levels of horniness are so high, it is a joke. So if you and your partner or you and whoever you're sleeping with are comfortable having sex on your period, then boo, do you. Do you, as long as you keep it clean, you shower, clean up any mess and whatnot, that's genuinely up to you. I can't really sit here and say you should or shouldn't do it. So that's kind of really all I can say about that. Is it normal to be scared to use a tampon? I'm 16 and I haven't worn one. All my friends have, and she basically feels like she's alone and not wearing it. I was traumatized. Let me just make this clear. When I first used a tampon, and I'd say probably for like a good 3 years after, every time I used it, I would cry. I would literally cry. Like, I was so traumatized to use it because it's just very intrusive. Like, I think it's very personal, and people always sit there and say, oh, but you've had sex, that's okay. Like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Like, I don't want that. Sex, I want that, I don't. Do you know what I mean? There is nothing to be scared of. What I would say is that the more relaxed and comfortable you are, the easier and more comfortable they are to use. Do not feel uncomfortable with the fact that your friends use them and you don't. The reality is you might be put in a situation that means you have to. I know for me, being a model, I used to hate wearing them, like, to the point that I would try and find ways to wear pads when I was really young and model on set and like try and hide things, until one day I had to do a swimwear shoot and was on. And the reality is I had to use a tampon, like, and at that point I just realized I need to just get used to it. Use them when you're ready and when you're comfortable. Something that my mum taught me to do is that every time I did have a period, she'd say, practice using the tampon, even if you don't use it. This was obviously when I was younger, but she'd say to me, like, practice using it, so at least then you get comfortable with the idea of how to put it in, whether it's comfortable for you, whether you do or don't like it. If you do need to use it, you know how to do it when you're by yourself. So no, there is nothing wrong with the fact that you don't want to use them or you're scared to use them. What I would say is at least try and figure out how to use it in your own time. Remedies for dark spots. For me, this is something I have been dealing with for a while. Yes, under the makeup, you guys have seen me on here anyway with no makeup on, I do have dark spots. And believe it or not, that is actually from wearing excessive makeup or from when I've had a spot and I've done the naughty thing and popped it and it's left a scar. I am currently in the process of getting laser. I'll put a link below in the bio as to where I get it from. I would highly recommend them if you're from the UK. Like, they are amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm in the process of getting laser on my face to completely get rid of them. But natural remedies you can use at home. Ordinary for me is an amazing, amazing company when it comes to skincare. I've been using them for a while. A lot when I was younger, stopped for a while, gone back to using them. So the Ordinary niacinamide, I can never pronounce it, and zinc is absolutely amazing. So it looks like this. I will again put a link below. You can get it at Look Fantastic, which is absolutely amazing because typically they sell out on the Ordinary website so fast. It's a mineral blemish formula, which is absolutely amazing. So that's worked wonders for me alongside the laser. Bio oil in an evening time works well. And as for a natural remedy, aloe vera and turmeric powder, they work wonders. So you put that on little areas around your face, so not on your entire face, just on where the blemishes actually are. And as a natural remedy, that for me has been absolutely amazing. Someone said, my man wants me to shave, but I think it's effort. He doesn't like the fact that I have hair down below whilst we're in a relationship. I think people think that we're not supposed to have pubic hair, but the reality of having pubic hair is it actually acts as like a cushion or like a wall that prevents any friction or any like abrasions or any injuries to your vagine, your cooch. It also prevents any unwanted like bacteria and stuff. So if you take it quite literally, if there's bacteria trying to enter, it gets caught up in the hair and then it doesn't actually go inside your vagina. The reason we get rid of it is for pure vanity reasons. So I'm not saying you now need to go to your man and be like, look, my vagina is being protected by my pubes, so therefore, Dave, I'm not going to shave it, right? Don't know if his name's Dave, just going with the flow here. But on a serious note, though, do what makes you comfortable. I think have the conversation, and if at the end of it you want to shave, by all means shave, and if by the end of it you don't, then don't. This next question is quite I don't really have the best answer for it, but I'm going to answer it nevertheless. And it's about health advice regarding contraceptive pills. The obvious reason I'm not answering it is because I cannot give medical advice. I don't take any pills, like anything. Like, I mean, even if I'm on my cycle and I'm in severe agony, I'd rather ride through the pain and go for natural remedies. I'm not a big fan of pills anyway. I have tried multiple different contraceptive pills over the years and not one of them agreed with my body, so I think that's a sign to just stay away. I can't really give too much health advice, but what I can say is when you do go to your GP, your nurse, your doctor, whoever it is you're going to go to, find the one that works best for you and for your body. Don't put your body through taking them just for the sake of having unprotected sex. For me, for example, the different ones I took, they triggered my migraines, they made me sick, they made me gain weight, lose weight. I was a moody bitch. I was a moody bitch. I was so miserable when I was on the pill. If you want to go on any type of pill, any type of contraception other than a condom, one, get actual medical advice, not from me, but two, make sure that it's best for you and your body and not just what could prevent you having a child the best. Do what's best for your own health. Don't make yourself ill trying to satisfy your sexual needs. Multiple people have said, when I shave, my area that I'm shaving then becomes darker than the rest of my skin. Why is that? Shaving, you're basically taking a blade to your skin, so it's actually quite an aggressive form of hair removal. You might not be literally cutting yourself, but it's aggressive, for better use of the term. And what basically happens, from what I have researched and what I've been told, is you're basically using the blade, and in theory what happens is you cause minor surface cuts. So they're literally like, you can't even see that they're cuts, there's no blood, nothing. They're minor little surface scraps, but those little surface cuts basically lead to hyperpigmentation, and that is basically the skin's way of replacing color back to the area that has been damaged, but it might not necessarily be the same skin tone. So that is typically what happens when it comes to exfoliation. After shaving, make sure you exfoliate, and this goes for men and women. Make sure you exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week. Genuinely, it gets rid of all the dead skin cells, and that can sometimes also help when it comes to exfoliating dead skin off of any darker areas. Coochie discharge. Okay, let's call it vaginal discharge. Let's actually be politically correct here. I feel like people get really worried about it, and I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of the different colours and stuff, because that is definitely something that your doctor will know or Google will know. But yes, you should definitely pay attention to the colour of it. Typically speaking, it should be clear or white. Maybe a little bit off-white, but not in the yellow category, definitely a lot lighter than that for it to be deemed as, I guess, healthy. Anything kind of green and yellow and stuff definitely should get that checked. This is something that every female has. The amount varies per female. It varies from person to person. Some people might get a lot of discharge on a daily basis, some people don't, but it is literally something that your vagina excretes every single day. So what it is that your vagina leaks old cells and debris. Yes, it sounds disgusting, but if you're even if you're not having sex, you eat things, there's just things inside your body that need to leave, toxins, stuff like that. And that is in theory what basically discharge actually is. It keeps your vagina and your reproductive tract clean and healthy and ready to go. Full steam ahead. But it is nothing to be worried about. Again, if it is way off colored, definitely see a doctor. But don't be alarmed if you have one day an excessive amount, the next 2 days you have none, and then all of a sudden you have a little bit, and then the next day you have loads again. It varies each and every day. Sometimes it literally doesn't even happen, but when it does, it is a very, very normal occurrence. Wipe your ass from front to back. I don't even know why this is even a thing, why this is even a question. Like, I genuinely worry about people that wipe from back to front. Like, you are in theory pushing the shit into your vagina. It's like you're asking for an infection. Front to back. And we go again, front to back. This doesn't even need an elaborate explanation. It is literally quite that, like, it's literally that simple. Front to back. If you want to use loads of tissue, get another piece of tissue. You want to use the same one, you fold it over again, you wipe from front to back. And that is it. I definitely had a lot more TMI questions, but maybe I'll do like a part 2 to this because I didn't want this to be like an hour-long video. I wanted it to be like a reasonable length. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that sent me in their questions or their topics that they wanted me to talk about. I hope this gave some insight. Again, I am not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a gynecologist, I am not a medic. So all my advice and my opinions are on things that I've either researched or been taught, or that I just know from general practice on myself. So I hope you guys are staying blessed and healthy and positive during this time. I'm sending you guys my love. Thank you so much again for sending me in the questions. I love having these conversations. It makes me feel like I can engage with everyone on YouTube so much more personally, and I love it. So thank you guys for being a part of it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.